Hi there, in this video I'm going to show you how to make the no binding option for the mug rugs. So in this mug rug, this option, there's no binding, there's no border around the outside like this. It makes it a little easier because binding is kind of complicated. So the first thing you're going to do is take your 5.5 inch by 7.5 inch piece of pretty front fabric, and then you're going to sew it to the 4.5 inch by 7.5 inch piece of solid fabric. So just go ahead and attach those. Just like that. So I'm gonna go hit it with an iron. Okay, so that's it. Your front is done. So now you're gonna stack your pieces together. You're gonna start with the batting, and then you're going to put the front facing up. And then you are going to finish with the back piece of fabric. And this is how you are going to stack them together. And now you're just going to sew around the edges, leaving a 2-inch opening on the edge right here. Okay, so then when you get to this side, you're gonna stop and leave a gap. Back stitch. Just like that. And then you're gonna snip all the corners. This is gonna make it easier to turn out. Okay, so then you are going to, through this opening, like that. You're gonna wanna just stick your fingers in there and pull it. And then you can take something, so you can either do it with your, just kind of push out the corners with your fingers here, or you can take something pointy like a marker or a chopstick and just kind of put it in through the opening and use that to push out the corners. So then that's it, just like that. So you're just gonna want to take it over to your ironing board, give it a really good press, make it nice and flat. Okay, so now that it is all flat and beautiful, you're gonna wanna sew this opening closed. So we have two options to do that. First is to just sew close to the edge all the way around, and that kind of creates a border, but that's gonna close this up. Or if you don't want it to be so noticeable, you can use a ladder stitch and hand sew it closed. So I'm gonna use, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use the same green thread to sew it closed. And I'm going to link in the description below a really good video on how to do a ladder stitch. This is done. So you don't have to do anything else. It's already sewn closed. It's good to go. But if you want to make it a little fancier, go ahead and quilt it. And let me show you how I like to do that. Okay, so to mark the lines where I'm gonna quilt it, I like to use this little tool. It puts a nice mark down your fabric that just fades. You can go ahead and get it at Joann's. I'll put a link in the description. So I just use my straight edge, line it to where I want my stitch to be, and just kind of use this. It makes a nice crease in your fabric. Then I'm just going to line it up on the 1 inch line and make another mark. So to quilt on the lines, I'm just going to basically use the same green thread that I've been using. I'm going to start, back stitch all the way to the corner, and then just sew all the way down the line. Okay, so now that you're finished quilting, you're just gonna go ahead and go snip all of these little threads. And voila, you are done.